Hello, and thanks for joining me today while I share with you the loaded tag I made for the ReneaBouquets loaded Valentine tag swap. And so this is the tag I made for my swap partner. This is the second swap that I have participated in, so I'm really excited to share this with you, and I'm really enjoying creating these items to give away to somebody. Um, the the swap is a tag with a pocket, so the requirements was that the tag be at least 5 by 7. This one's 6 by 9, and it has an expanded pocket. It's 3¼ inches this way, and then you can see on the side it's got the accordion fold so that it will expand. And the product that I used from ReneaBouquets I will post in the description below, with hopefully with links so you can link to Renee's shop and purchase some of these beautiful things for yourself. And let's see, let me share with you the top of the pocket first, and then I'll show you the rest of this stuff. So on this front I used authentic papers from various collections that I had left over from other previous projects, and I also used a couple pieces of digital paper that I printed out. And so on this pocket here I used 2 different laces on the bottom from ReneaBouquets shop, and I love this top piece, how when I cut this design out here from this side here, and it left this like little wing, and I really love that because it does look like a wing. I know it's not a wing, but it looks like a wing, and I was thinking how fun would that be to cut this out and make it wings on a project. So I'm going to experiment with that at some point. But that was a revelation. I was cutting out this lace. Anyway, very pretty. And then we have a rose here from ReneaBouquets. And this particular rose came with a set, and it came in this package like this. It wasn't this, I don't think it was this particular set, but anyway, so it came in this nice organza bag. And then I got this package of, I call them Valentine butterflies because they have red and pink roses, but of course you could use them for other types of projects as well. And this is just a little lace rosette that I made, and some seam binding here with some beads on it. And so that's it for the pocket. I don't remember where I got these other laces. I know I've ordered, a few laces from Renee's shop before, but they're all in baggies in my basket, so I don't really know which laces came from which, except for the ones that I just purchased for this project. So I think I'm going to pull everything out, and I think that would be better than pulling it out one at a time. So this is the tag here, just plain, and then it has this fun tie here on the top with a couple of the strands of this trim beaded, and so I thought that was very fun. And then on the back here, this is the back. So just a plain tag, and then I included in this tag a few peacock feathers. I just thought that would be fun for my swap partner to embellish with these, or just to have, you know, for something. And of course the color that they're dyed is just perfect for this. I did red, white, and pink. Very classic, traditional Valentine colors. I just love that. It's pretty. I like the vintage stuff too, and I know a lot of people are adding like turquoise to their Valentine stuff, and that's really pretty too, but I just wanted the classic red, white, and pink. So there's another, oops, there is another peacock feather. So there's 3 there. So we'll just set this aside here, and so this is a envelope that I made from one of my digital paper collections, and I've got the space here for put the name of the recipient, and then I added I got a free download of a peacock feather, and so that's what's here. And so, and then I added right on the top here, I added a little butterfly from ReneaBouquets shop, and it was a package of a bunch of little miniature butterflies like this. There's 2 different sizes. This is the smaller size, and then you open this up, and this is just a little card that I printed out. It's like 3.5 inches square size. So, and then we have little bows that I purchased at the store, and I just replaced or I didn't replace it, I just covered the store label with this paper that matches. And this is another tag that I made using paper that I printed out, and I was able to include, you know, some peacock feathers here and here. And then this is ReneaBouquets' beautiful board, and this is the piece that I wanted to include in this tag. When I first decided to join the swap, this was the first piece that I put in my shopping cart because I just thought it was so beautiful, and I wanted to include that in the Valentine. I thought it would be pretty to do white peacocks for a Valentine theme, and so this heart came in a package of 4. There was 4 different sizes in the package, and I painted that in a like a gunmetal, and then used clear embossing powder. And for the peacock, I used white and sparkly embossing powder. And then this another butterfly, and the roses from ReneaBouquets shop. So I think it turned out pretty good. So I hope my swap partner likes that. And this is a really fun. This was one of the funnest things that I made for this for this tag. I just took a heart paper and glued ribbon and trim down, and then trimmed around into the heart shape, and then put paper on the back. Well, before I did that, I added this trim around the edge, and then put the paper on the back, and I sewed little sequins and beads in 3 different rows. And so this is really fun because it could hang in as an ornament, or it could be used as a wand, you know, create a wand with it, or it could just be a Valentine card and write on the back, or it could be just glued down on a project. So very versatile item, and it was really fun to make. I don't know if you're as old as I am and you remember making these when you were young, things like this. I do. And let's see, have a bookmark. And I took the little dangly and changed that out for red beads and a little heart charm. And then this piece here was this lace here cut out. And see, when I cut out the pattern of this, that's when I discovered I'd have little wings left over. So I like that. And here's the back. And then we have another piece of beautiful board. And again, I painted this with that silvery gunmetal, I don't know, gray paint and clear embossing powder. The rose wasn't painted. I just used red embossing powder. And I've never used red embossing powder before. I was really happy with how red it came out. And then we have another one of the little miniature butterflies. And so I'm just going to show you side by side so you can see that the two different sizes that came in the package. And I turn this over and we have some cute little vouchers and tickets for Valentine's Day to give to your sweetheart. And I have another tag here. This is another image that I printed out. And I just thought she looks so romantic. It's just such a beautiful picture. It looks like she's looking at her sweetheart, or thinking of her sweetheart. And added a little bee to this trim here. And some flowers from ReneaBouquets shop. And this is the back of this paper, and it's got a faint script on it, which I know you can't probably see in the video, but you could still write to and from on the back there, or just leave it blank. And this is one of the funnest things that I made for this swap, and this Valentine tassel. I love how this turned out. This is all stuff from my stash. I didn't have to run out and buy anything. So I think that was really fun. Even this fabric, I bought this roll. It wasn't a fat square, it was like a roll of this strips of fabric. They were wider strips. I just cut this down, but this was left over from that roll, and it matches perfectly. So that was really fun to find that. And if you're interested in making tassels and you've never made one before, there's tons of YouTube videos on how to make tassels. So have fun watching, because there's lots of different fun ideas on creative different ways to make tassels. And last but not least, I have my bead bag. So this is just a plain organza bag with lace sewn on the bottom, and some ribbon and some sequins and beads. And on the top here, this is just some this is eyelash trim or fun for trim, depending on what company you're buying it from. And it's just tied on here in a bow. I say that as it's really hard for me to get it off. So when I tie it back up again, my partner's going to have fun getting that off. And so this is just a button. This is just a button that I put the drawstring through the back here. And let me zoom in so you can see this better. Maybe not quite that far. Okay. So anyway, this can be taken off and used for something else, and or left with the bag. Get these out here. So I've got some boho beads. I wanted to make them long, you know, so something that could dangle from a project or even from a purse or from, I don't know, just dangle from anything. And I just wanted it to be fun and not necessarily a little bead to make a bracelet or anything, but just beads to dangle. And I know boho beads have been around for a while, but I just discovered them a few months ago, so I've gone crazy making all different kinds. And so I'm not gonna explain how to make a boho bead. I do have a video of how I made some Halloween boho beads, and so I can put a link to that. But there's so many video tutorials on how to make boho beads, and they're really simple to make actually. But I will just kind of go over what I used on my beads. And so this one here, I just used this trim, well, not this particular trim, but this kind of trim, this pink and white trim that I had, and just wrapped it around the base of the bead. And then I wrapped this sheer ribbon, and I left the ends out so that it had kind of that messy look, that shabby look. So the end here, I didn't glue it down before I wrapped it. I just, excuse me, my phone is ringing. I just wrapped this around and left the other end, and then I wrapped another piece of fun fur to keep that end sticking out. And then I took really thin wire and wrapped these sequins and beads around the whole thing, and added a little charm on the bottom. This one here, this one was really easy to make. I used this ribbon rose, or rose ribbon. I don't really know what it's called, but it's this here. I used a thinner one than this, but I don't have any left. I used my last piece, and I don't even know where I got it. I hope I can find the smaller again. I mean, this is kind of big. I guess you could wrap this around, but it's a bit bigger. And so when I just wrapped that around the base, and then I wrapped this pink trim and just tied the knot there and secured it down with some glue. So that's that one. And then this one here is a good example of not to throw any of your lace scraps away or ribbon scraps away. So I wrapped some plain ribbon around the base, and to cover up I used a straw for the base, so I covered that up. And then I just took a ribbon and wrapped it around and tied the knot here. And then I wrapped around a little of this eyelash trim, and then I just took pieces of lace and wrapped it around and tied a knot, so in 3 different places, just a small piece of lace. And so that's how I made this one. So let me make a closer look here. And then I took some silver wire, and then I strung these pearls onto the wire. So that's that one. And this one here, let's see, I don't have any more of the red, but I can show you what I wrapped around the base. So this one, I just wrapped this around like this. like that and attached it at the ends. And then I took this sheer ribbon with the edges here, and I wrapped those in the negative space there from the trim. And then I wrapped it, and then I went back up and wrapped it a couple times so I could tie the knot here. I left a piece hanging in the middle before I wrapped it around, so I could tie it in a knot here. And then I just took some of that really thin flexible wire and beaded these seed beads on it, and then wrapped that around. And then I took another string and wrapped the sequins and these little loose beads. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a sequin there and some beads, so I just wrapped those around. So those are my beads, and I hope my partner has fun, using these in projects. Anyway, that's the items that I included in my tag, and I am really glad I got the opportunity to join this swap. I normally don't gravitate to Valentine projects, but this one was really fun for me, and so anyway, thanks for sharing with me, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will share with you next time. All right, thanks, goodbye.